Hello, everyone. I have my guest here today. I'm really excited about going deep diving into this whole agentic thing, and to have my guest Temi, or Dr. Temi, uh, and she's well known for. What I've known her well for is around HR, and also she was at one point top 1% or 2% on Upwork.
1%.
1%. Oh, okay. 1% on Upwork. And a really amazing person. I'm really excited about diving into the conversation today, but I can't do justice to introducing her. So I decide it's probably better for her to do a better introduction of herself today. So Temi, first of all, welcome to the Wokkah Podcast, and I'm really excited about diving into the conversation today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Iyanu. It's such an honor to be here.
Absolutely. Excited to have you on as well,
Awesome.
and looking
Thank
forward
you.
to the conversation. So why
Yes,
don't
I
you
am.
do a little bit of introduction about yourself, what you've been
Okay.
doing, what you've been working on, and then we're going to go right into the conversation, so I hit it
Okay.
like immediately.
Awesome. Okay, so the full name is Temi Okeseeyin, and over the last couple of years, for about a decade, right? My work has been in the human resources, talent, transformation space. And then at some point, I decided to pivot into the tech space, but not fully, I did not leave HR. I just felt like, at this point in my career and at this point in the world where the world is going, how do we bridge the gap between human resources and technology? How can we begin to automate some of the tasks that we do? How can we leverage on technology in this sector, in this field, to push the frontier, right? And I looked for resources, trying to put all of this together. I didn't find, anything like that, right? That was mainstream HR tech. And I decided to pioneer some of the things that I do now myself, created a curriculum, created a training, brought in different knowledge from the different skills like business analysis, project management, product management, and how that can function in the human resources space. But of course, over the last 3 to 4 years, artificial intelligence became a thing, especially because, OpenAI also launched the free access to ChatGPT. That was like the beginning of the revolution for a lot of people. Not like some of us went to study it in school, like some people, and then adoption became very easy. And I told myself that I missed the Bitcoin move, I missed the .com move and all of those move, but this one was staying on it. I'm not learning to code. I don't want to code. That's not my goal. But I want to be able to leverage on artificial intelligence to do what I do. And that's what I've been doing. AI transformation in work, in trainings, in my deliverables, and in product and services. So I have some products live. One is called Outnovately AI, for example. It's a SaaS tool for HR departments and HR consultants and even career professionals, and so many other things like 30 Days AI School that I now do. So that's my work. I sit at the intersection of talent, transformation, and technology. So I'm happy to be here once again.
Incredible, incredible, incredible. I like what you said when you said, like, basically, one, it's not like you code, but guess what, guys? She's using AI to blow stuff up. And so I think it's really exciting to be able to see the impact that AI is having in creating services out of like diverse backgrounds and diverse experiences. I always say AI is going to disrupt all industries. And so if it's going to disrupt all industries, then we would need people in the HR space, we would need people in the local government space, we would need people in the manufacturing space to really begin to take their to begin to plant their foundation, really, in whatever fields that they find themselves. I'm really excited that you're not just speaking it, you're doing it. And so we're really excited about diving deep into some of the things that you're doing, and basically going into some details and walking some of our audience through how they can do likewise as well. So I'll get into how they can jump in and do likewise. But before we get there, I want to take a step back and have a conversation around AI agents for a second.
Hmm.
So what do you think the definition of AI agents are? I've heard several definitions.
Hmm.
And so I'm just curious, what's your definition of an AI agent?
Well, just like you, I've heard so many definitions as well. But I would think that because of the age that we have entered, AI is not just about assisting anymore. It's about acting, doing, right? We started with the chatbot, thing where you can prompt to do things, prompt to process, right? Have chatbots deliver some of the things you need to do. But AI itself has now evolved into the agentic era where things can think, tools, systems can think, they can decide, and they can execute, right? So it's
Awesome.
about thinking, the capacity to think, the capacity to make a decision, and then the capacity to execute based on that. So I would say that AI agents are pretty much the ability of systems. I don't know if that's a perfect way to put it. To
You're going
learn,
good.
yeah, to think, to decide and then to execute.
Incredible, incredible. So that's a really good way to analyze it. And I think maybe we use a story uh
Yeah.
to get our audience to really pick up on what this really is and what this has the capability to do.
Mm.
So I think about like maybe a house, and let's say you're trying to build your house. Before you build your house, you don't just wake up one morning and then you create the house, right?
Of course.
So one, you have to really think through, okay, where do I want this to stay? Where do I want this to go? How do I want this to look? How do I
Mm.
want this to be built? And so there's a part of thinking through it. Then there's also a part of, okay, you have to take whatever it is that you're doing, put it on a
Mm.
sheet of paper. Hopefully talk to an architect, because of
Yeah.
course I don't know that you would just
Mm.
draw it and then decide you would. And then the architect tries to help you think through, okay, what do you need to do here? This is where you start making decisions on, like, okay, we need to have this
In
thing
this.
move here, we need to have this place here. If we have this place here, this might create a problem. And then from there, you take that illustration from the architect and then you give it to people who actually go in and say, hey, we got this. They might have no idea who even the designer was. They might have no idea who the architect was, but like they're able to put that design and put it right into action. So you have your house. And so like I see agentic AI having that same sort of infrastructure
Mhm.
landscape. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. I think that you nailed it with that analysis because then at that architectural stage, that's where we know what should be where. This should be the kitchen, this should be the living room, and this is the type of foundation we would need here, the support. That's like the combination of intelligence and then, uh,
Exactly.
yeah. So that's it.
Ex-
Absolutely.
Awesome. 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 That's incredible. And so the first question or the second question I have for you is, so how easy is it for
Mm.
someone who has zero idea about AI? How easy is it for them to jump on this ship and say, oh, I'm going to create an AI agent tomorrow?
Hmm. I love that question because if you had asked me this question maybe last year or maybe 2 years ago, I'm like, nah, it's not easy. You need to do a lot. You need to learn a lot. Even earlier this year, some of the tools that were being released, there's just a lot to assimilate. You need to understand certain foundation, how nodes work. You need to be able to calm down and learn it. Even though it's no code or low code, you're not coding, but you still need to calm down to be able to understand the foundation. But I haven't built chatbots for years. That helped me with a bit of a foundation, right, about how these things work. But it was different with AI agents. The anatomy of AI agents completely just changed everything because now you're talking about automations with several external tools. How does this call this tool to do this for me? How does my AI agent call, maybe my Google Doc put in a document for me, and then my Google Doc is able to put that on Slack. So it's like a lot of connected notes, and it's like, what's going on? So before I would have said it's very difficult. However, now thinking back, this is October, or I don't know, it's easy to do. Why? Because we also have systems and platforms that are emerging that makes it very easy for you to prompt to build, right? What you would manually do yourself, now you can actually prompt AI to build the foundation for you. In fact, some of the platforms now, all you have to do is just to give them the concept of the AI agent you have, and then they're able to think again that this might be the tools you would need. These are the automations you will need. And then they put it together. All you have to do is to plug and play, to say, I need to connect my account. I need to connect my Gmail here. And that makes it really easy for anybody to be able to jump in and get something working in 24 hours or less.
Wow.
Yeah.
So someone can basically, with very little experience,
Yes.
jump on the ship right now and really start to gain understanding on how to implement agents.
Yeah.
Now, you listeners, you might not understand what this means. What this means for you is that you can reach out to a company, identify what their pain points are or what the process problems they currently have, what those are, and you can literally create a solution for them that cuts down the number of hours they were actually previously using to get some of these things done to nearly minutes or seconds by creating this kind of infrastructure for them. This is really exciting, and this is the opportunity to really jump on ship and really start to learn how to apply this. So, two other questions I have for you, and then we're going to share screen and we're going to dive deep into it. And I'm really excited to see some of the exciting things we're able to show our folks this morning. So one is, before you can create agents, you need to be able to design the process. And so let's say you wanted to create a agent that basically helps with creating flyers, like the one you showed me the other day.
Yes.
Then the first step might be get the content from here. The second step might be do this here. The third step might be do this here. The next step might be, do this here. And then the output of that is the agent. Can you explain how you think through processes when you're developing systems for companies so people can get an understanding? Because I always tell people, chat GPT prompting is good. All of those things are great. However, to really make the best of AI, you need to think process. If you really want to make the best of AI, because guess what? Nobody needs you to use GPT to help them pay their bills. You can go on their platform and just click pay and boom,
And it's done.
they're done, right? In the same way, people use ChatGPT, Gemini for improving their day-to-day productivity. That's great. And that helps you to double on the work that you're able to do. That helps you to focus on what's important. All of that is good. When you start to introduce these concepts to companies, it's a whole completely different conversation. And so you now have to start thinking processes, you now have to start thinking about their design, the way their infrastructure is set up and all that kind of stuff. Can you share a little bit about how you think through architecting or designing, the processes? Or do you just dive deep into it and just, how does that work for you?
So for me, I think that most times, let me call it the anatomy of AI agents, right? Or anatomy of building solutions, right? And I would say that every AI agent or solution is built around 3 layers. You have the goal, you have the brain, and then you have the hands. The goal is what that tool, that solution, that AI agent is meant to accomplish. What is the goal here? What are we trying to achieve? Are you trying to solve a problem that does not even exist? or it's a problem you have identified, whether it's your problem or the problem in your sector, or it's a problem you've identified people who have. For me, I've built almost maybe 20 something solutions now, or 30. And why am I doing this? Different things, to be honest, right? On one platform, I have about 18. That's the SaaS. Yet I have about maybe 12, 13 in different places doing different things. Some are like trackers for my clients. Some are like, the email flyer generator, like you said, photo editing tool. I have like 2, 3 Chrome extensions. One is a job scraper that helps you scrape jobs. These are because of my work in coaching and training, and I have an EdTech, University of Freelancing. I get to interact with students, people who come in to enroll in our programs, and I get to see the problems they have. Sometimes it's like my LinkedIn is all over the place. I'm not getting a job. Or some of them is like having to manually find jobs. So I see problems every day. It fuels and it feeds the goal box. And then the personal problem that I also face day to day, like the flyer generator, having to wait for graphic designers, having to look for templates on Canva, having to design, all of that gives me headache. Over the years, it's like you have to do this. And because you do events a lot, you always need flyers. And I thought, you know what? I don't know if it exists. I try to find, can I create something free that I could use myself? I'm not trying to build a revolutionary $1 billion AI startup. That's not it. Can you solve my problem right now? Yes. Can this deliver and give me a good flyer? And, sometimes I just try 2 different systems to get it done and see which one works. AI agent or a mini app, whichever one works as long as so the goal, that's the first infrastructure or the first, layer in the anatomy of building AI agent. What are you trying to accomplish? That helps you to now understand the process. Because once you know the problem, you know the goal, you then know how should this work? And that takes us to the brain of the AI agent, how it thinks or how it reasons. How is this going to work when it comes to automations? Would this need me? Or would this not need me? Would this need my input at some point? Or would it not need my input at some point? For the flyer, for example, it will need my input at some point at the beginning because it needs me to provide the flyer details, the event date, the time, maybe a podcast, maybe the flyer, the images of the speakers. That needs me to feed it with something. But I have some agents, some AI agents that I don't need anything from them anymore. They deliver news to me about stocks, the stocks market every week into my inbox. I don't need to do anything because I already set the motion rolling. I have one that is meant to respond to emails, but that will save in the draft. I don't want it to go and send that email. So I need to review it, then click on send. But the job is to look at the email, give me a summary of the response based on the intelligence I've put into it, and then let it be in the draft. I get a notification, then I check it out. And then if I want to send that, I proceed. So you have to understand, what is the brain? How does it work? How is this going to think and do achieve the goal that we have identified? And then the last and not the least that I would say in the layer is then the execution, right? Which I think is really the hand. That's what I should call the hand, really. And this helps you to know the right platforms to use, right? Because there's so many platforms, so many agent building platforms, system solutions out there. We must be realistic. In fact, sometimes we're even overwhelmed. It's like trying to build, a vibe code right now. If you want a vibe code, you're thinking, should I use Lovable? Should I use a Replit? Base 44? There's so many of them, and you're wondering which of them works for what I need. And some people will tell you, you know what, if you are concerned about the UI or the front end, use Lovable. If you want something that can help you build the infrastructure as well, connect to Superbase, do all of these things, use Replit. It's just a lot going on. So you must understand so that you're not distracted. Which one works for what I need? I think that with that, anyone really can jump on, building their own solutions, AI agents, without having to go through so many drama. I hope that helps.
That helps. And I was going. That was your response has had my second the question I was saying is going to be the second question is how people decide the platform. And I guess what you're saying is basically really allowing the problem to decide what platform you go after is really important so you don't get confused. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think so, because not every platform is built for every problem. So you
Mm-hmm.
must understand so that you are not even overwhelmed with what you don't need, right? Yeah, in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, I think that that's it. Let the goal of the
Incredible.
drive.
Incredible. 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 Thank you so much. This has been really, really exciting. We're going to shift gears a bit. And now you say you have what, 20. I don't know where we're going to start. So this is what we're going to do. I think what we're going to do is probably focus on the Google platform, the new Google platform, and really walk people through some agentic workflows. So I'm going to put you on a spot. Okay, let me not put you on the spot. Let me not put you on the spot. You on the spot. You had the design one. I think you did it in
Yes.
Google, right? Google
Google
Opal.
Opal. Yes, I did.
And then was the stock one done in Google Opal? Because I also have an audience that
That would find that. No, so I used Zapier for that.
Zapier. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe what we want to do, maybe we're just going to one, show people what an outcome could look like. So we're not going to just create it right here on the fly, but we're going to show people, okay, here's how it's set up. Here's what the result and the outcome was, both for
the flyer,
and if you wanted to do for the stock, that's totally fine too. But on Zapier, that's totally fine. So people can see two environments. But we'll start with, let's start with the flyer one. I think that's an exciting one. And of course, we're going to have you back because I like the idea that we get to empower people to use AI tools effectively.
Absolutely.
As you know, we have a very large community of maybe over 1,600, 2,000 individuals that we help in getting ahead of the curve. Now, these are examples. So if you're working for someone, you need to get the requirements, understand the requirements, and then act accordingly. But I think this gives you an idea of what it looks like to start.
Yeah.
So you want to share your screen? Let's get right into it.
Awesome. So when I talked about having multiple solutions as well, like over 20 solutions, not all of them AI agents. Some of them are like apps, mini apps. Some of them are like I mentioned, like 2 to 3 Chrome extensions. So, but because this conversation is about AI agent, we're going to keep the examples, like you said, the case studies to AI agent, and I'm going to share my screen. And I think we can see my screen right now.
Yeah,
right.
I can see that.
Awesome.
So is that you? Oh my goodness.
That's me. that is
incredible.
Me. Right. So, and there are 2 platforms that we're going to. You wanted to say something?
Let's see. No. You go ahead.
Okay, great. So 2 of the platforms that I'm going to be showing very briefly today is Google Opal and then Zapier. Zapier is very popular, in the automation world. But of late, they have also entered into the AI world. Because if you're doing automations and you have to do it manually, nobody has time for that. So I think it was just the natural next level for them to build a solution. So, but they do different things. Google Opal is like builds the AI brain. Tools like Zapier also execute actions. Google Opal does reasoning, memory, decision making. Tools like Zapier does integrations, workflow, automation. That's what they do. Google Opal creates intelligent, task-aware agent. This is what I need to do. This is how I want to get it done. Tools like Zapier does a lot of connectivity, connecting tools. You want to connect Slack, you want to connect Gmail, you want to connect, Webflow and all of that. So CRMs. So they really function based on this problem you're trying to solve, just like I said earlier. And that's why you would see that I said for stocks, I used, or for freelancing, for news, for anything, I used Zapier. But for, something that creates like a design for me, I used Opal. So we're thinking from the problem first. Now, this is what I built. When you go to Google, opal.google, You see the platform, it opens up. They are still at the experimental stage. That's what they said. But yeah, Google is already, changing the game, right? So you can get in for free. It's actually for free. Right now, it is for free. You go to Google Opal or opal.google, and then you sign up. And when you
Wow.
sign up, you have some of these mini apps that has been created, or mini agents that they have created, that you can even refine. You can duplicate if you want something like that. You see blog post writer, book recs, business profiler, and all of that. These are the two that I have done here on Opal. In fact, there was 3. I think I deleted the third one because I felt like, no, I don't need that on this platform. I created it on Google AI Studio. So this is the Temi, I call it Temi Flyer Designer, right? And what it does, I'm going to open it to just show you guys what it looks like.
Yep.
So now this is what it looks like. You have different
Now, I
methods.
know some people are thinking, oh my
What is
God,
this?
what is this? No,
I
not as
know.
complicated as
It's
that.
not that deep, honestly. It's not. It's not. And it's giving Miro, giving end-to-end vibe, you're connecting notes and all of that. But honestly, it's not that deep. You could literally give it 2 lines of sentences and it can structure out everything for you. It's
Yep.
that easy.
Yep.
And we could do one very quickly. But this is how it works. Clicking on everything, where does this start from? For me, I wanted to start by specifying the flyer's purpose. And then it goes to the format. What format? Do I want Instagram, landscape, LinkedIn, A4? And then I entered the main headline test. Don't forget, this is like a flyer designer. So what is going to be the headline test? The main test, building AI agent, for example. And then I go to the details block. That, okay, I want to have the capacity to be able to add the details, right? Maybe the deliverables of the training, maybe the time, maybe the speaker's name, maybe what people should expect, the date, the fee. That's like the details block, different from the main headline, so that you understand the structure, how to do the sizing of the font. We can't have everything in the same box. And then, do you have a CTA, which is like the call to action, right? Do I want people to register below or read more or scan the QR code and all of that? And then I want to have the capacity to upload the speaker's or product's image if it is available. So I made this one optional. And then the next thing is, if I have a logo as well, let's say Wokkah, we had the logo to the flyer as well. And then I want to be able to determine the number of designs variation.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna have you back, man. So this is guys, this is incredible.
It
What
is.
she's done here is she's essentially broken down the structure of what a flyer should typically contain.
Yeah.
And she's outlined that in such a way that she has these systems that are generating all the different pieces and portions of
The flyer.
this and giving out that output as a design, which I'm excited to seeing. So go ahead. I'm enjoying.
I know. I love it. Let me zoom in a bit. And then what happens is the system or the agent begins to pick what should go to where. Right? This is where the connectivity begins to happen. So if this person, you make a decision to say that this is the purpose, what then is going to happen? So this is where the prompt comes in, So when I say that this is the details or this is the type of flyer that I want, the prompt is telling the agent that you are an expert content editor. You are specializing in refining marketing materials, and your task is to process that details block, to do this and do that, ensure all bullet points and learning outcomes, they are maintaining consistent, and that's like prompt engineering or context engineering, like, I love to use now. So that's what the details of that prompt will be like. I hope this thing is not blocking the view. My riverside.
It is.
It
So
is.
yeah, so you could pull it all the way down. You could drag it all the way down.
Yeah. I just wanted to be able to see. Okay. Is this better in any way?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the node that does the image generation. You see, so there's also a prompt there that tells the agent what to do at that point, that you're an expert prompt engineer for image generation. You are skilled at translating detailed requirements into comprehensive, beautiful, creative visual descriptions. Your task is to do this, blah, blah, blah. And then there is the proofread instruction. I like to do this proofreading because AI sometimes hallucinate. It just wants to sometimes put things together that I never said. I want it to be able to proofread. Yes, I'm telling you, you know how AI does these things. You just want to assume
Yes,
for you. No, like
I
calm
love
down. Don't do that. I just want you to stick to what I, put in there for you.
Mhm.
And you must also
Mhm.
correct obvious errors, maybe typos, capitalization issues, and all of these things in case the user also gave you the wrong content. You just be able to help them a little bit and all of that. And then of course there is the generate flyer prompt as well. So this at this point, this is what you're processing: the user logo, the speaker image, if it is available, and then the proofread. And then we have the output. Boom. So the output also has an instruction that says generate a single well-structured HTML. So I wanted to have a web page first. And then on the web page, I'm able to then click on whether it's JPEG or PNG to download any variation that I want. In case I generate more than one, I can now choose which of these aligns more with my expectation. And that's how it works. And boom, it will do the work, do its thing, and go through all this process. And then you have your
Boom,
agent working.
boom.
And you
Let's
say,
see it. Let's see it
let's
in
do it.
action. Woo,
So let's
woo,
go try
woo,
it.
woo.
Absolutely. Let's go try it. So if you want to try, you just click on, this is the editor. We've been on the panel that edits. So I'm going to go to the app, which is the first one, to try it right here. So let's click on start. What is the purpose of this? So I'm just going to call it a webinar. That, we want to create a webinar. I'll call it an Instagram flyer. It's not deep. It will get the sizing from there. So let's use the details of this event, for example, building your first, and now if you have this, all you have to do is to copy and paste. Build your first AI agent, meaning maybe you generated your content from any of these AI tools like ChatGPT, just copy, paste it here. So provide additional information or bullet points. So this is where we begin to add things like, so maybe we go get one, or we assume right here, build your
Yep.
first, AI agent as a professional. We can also say, what else? Give me ideas, additional information.
You can say, build your agent in minutes.
Okay,
Something like
build your
that.
agent in minutes, actually. So let's take this out. Build your first AI agent in minute. Right. Learn practical differences between the popular AI agent tools. Right. I think that's okay. So we can see October 29th, 2025, 11 a.m. CST. Okay. Yeah, what else? Additional information. If that's all, then that's all. If you have more, please add them. And then
No,
if you also want to
that's
have maybe the speaker, you can also say Dr. Temi Okeseeyin, and we can also have Dr. Iyanu. So I'm just going to take out and Dr. Iyanu. So if that's all, we move. What is the call to
fantastic.
action? Register below. We can say, or read more below. Now, if you
Yep.
have product images or speaker image, so I could just, quickly use any of my image that is available.
Yeah,
Um,
let's use it because
let's try. I'm just going to choose one real quick. I think I like this one. And then I don't have your picture. I would have added it as well. So if you have a logo, you can add it. If I don't want to, honestly, I just move
wow,
on. Yeah.
wow.
The number of variation, I could say 2 so that I can choose. and then we just let the app do its thing, and it's
Incredible.
thinking. Mhm.
Incredible. Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. Guys, literally, you create your agentic workflow, you put
Mm-hmm.
your app to work, and boom, you start generating your designs, you start generating your flyers. Isn't that incredible?
It is.
Isn't that incredible? So while he's thinking, do you
Mm-hmm.
want to do the Zapier one, or
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me show you what the Zapier looks like. So
I'm
this is
very curious about the stock piece, but yeah.
yeah. So how that works really is, I mean, I think I also have. So when we go to Zapier, this is Zapier, Zapier.com, and sign up. They have Zaps, they have tables, they have Canvas, they have Cardboard, then they have agents. So
Mm-hmm.
under the agent, so for the stocks, for example, it's just like I think let me see. This is like a workflow that works for the oh, let me delete it. I have it opened in multiple tabs.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So this is agents. You have two options: new agents or from their template. So usually they will have template. Now this is meant to be like maybe 2 minutes, 2 minutes, it will be ready. So we'll come back and check. Now, for Zapier agent, you can create one from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
or you could just go to their, template market and choose. But if you want to create yours, there's also a support, a co-pilot that can help you achieve that as well. So all you have to give it is, I want to create this that does this. So this is an example of the one that, can give you the stocks information every maybe delivered into your inbox or
Yep.
delivered into, Google Docs.
Yep.
For this one, for example, it delivers a Google Doc to me every week.
Oh wow.
Now we could, yes, every week. And it's about, I want the agent to search the web for current
Oh,
trending
yep.
topics in
Yep.
freelancing and remote work, analyze the trending topics and identify the most relevant and engaging subject, then generate 10 unique content ideas, blah, 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 and send
Yep.
that to me. And he's going to send it to me. And I see this all the time,
Yep.
every week. Let me check this if it's ready. Oh, okay. It's still not ready.
Almost there though. Final part.
Almost there.
Okay, there you
It's
go.
almost there. There you go. Okay.
Wow. Look
So
at
let's
that,
open this
guys.
well. Uh, okay. Interesting. Okay, now.
Wow.
So
Wow.
let's
Look at
open
that.
it properly. Oh, something is wrong with my connection because it's saying it can't connect. Oh, oh,
There we
oh,
go.
snap.
That's okay. We saw
Oh,
it. We saw it. We saw the flyer.
did you
That's
see it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
back. Let's see if you could go back. Let's see if it's
no. If you go
okay.
back, it's gone. I wanted to download it so that the view is wider. Oh
No,
my.
that's okay. That's totally okay. Well, I think we saw we I saw the design. I saw that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. I could
yeah.
do it again, but because of time,
No, you're
I can
good.
do it if you want us to do it again.
No, you're good.
Uh,
You're good. Let's go to
I
the
think it was
Zapier
my
one.
connection. Let's go to the Zapier.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
ideally, you're able to then
We're
view.
gonna display the design. We're gonna take some of the shots and then show people the design. But I did
Okay.
see the design.
Okay, great. Okay, great. If time permits, why not? I can quickly do it again. So the idea is you can then click on each images to see which one you like. You can download both and then, choose,
Yep,
among them, right?
yep, yep,
Okay. Okay, let's see if we could quickly do this one. And
yep.
then I could go back there. Because I really wanted you guys to see the my connection. That was snappy.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
okay.
that's serious. Oh, okay, let me leave that. So we're on agents, like I said. So you have two options. I have to see some of the agents that I've built, but if you want to start, you just click on new agent. Now
Mm-hmm,
there's so many template here, right? Sales prep, customer sentiment analysis, SEO, inbox
mm-hmm,
categorizer, and all of that. So, but
mm-hmm.
if we want to create one ourselves, I'm going to choose create a custom agent.
Got it.
Now, let me create one from scratch that or describe the workflow and then we're able to build it. Like I said, we are going to use the stocks as an example, the one for
An
the
example.
stocks.
Yep.
So let's say I want to build an agent that scrapes the web daily, to find and then deliver latest news on the stock market.
Incredible.
Yeah, on the stock market. So I just type, let's see what it does. And then you start thinking as well. You see, it's already telling you what it's doing. Yeah. And he thought for a moment and he said, I will help you create an agent that scrapes the web daily for stock market news. So before I set this up, it wants to clarify, how do you want to receive the news?
Yep, you want it on Google
Email,
Sheets.
Slack, save to Google Sheet, text message, something else. So I could say email summary.
Email
you
summary.
know,
Yep, that's a
that's easy, email summary. And that helps you to configure the delivery part. And if you remember when we're talking about the goal, we also talk about how do you want it delivered, So beautiful. Now he said that, perfect, I'll create an agent that scrapes for stock market news daily and sends you an email summary. Now I will set up the daily trigger at 10 a.m. Now, this is where you then begin to edit. If you want it at a separate time, I'm going to show you how to change, the workflow, the triggers, and then connect your email. Yeah.
I see.
So it's adding all of the relevant steps. You see why I now said that anybody can literally build an agent. Before you would need to manually, you can still do that though. You need to manually follow the process. How do I connect this tool? Then which one goes next? Think about the intelligent systems and the automation process. But now you can prompt to build literally. You can prompt to build. Yeah. So let's watch it do its thing. It's almost done. And this is something you can step up in like 5 minutes. You're done.
Incredible.
Awesome. It's done. Said I've successfully created your stock market news agent. And what is it going to do? Triggers every day at 8 a.m. Workflow, it searches the web, gathers the content, news compilation, email configuration, which is automatically connected to the email that I signed up with, right? So this platform. And you can now test your agent to see if it works. You can change things. On the right here, you can decide to say, no, I want 9 a.m. So you clean the 8 and then you say, no, I want 9 a.m. Or you can say, I want you to deliver it like a joke or make it easy for me, like a child, like 5-year-old. You can then adjust the steps they've written for you. Now, if you have your step, you could literally just write it and put it here.
Exactly.
Right. And just put the process here. But let's say we have everything we need. The first step is it triggers daily to start the stock market news collection process. It searches the web for the latest, stock market news for the past 24 hours, focusing on major market moves, economic indicators, and then of course, breaking news. Then the third thing is to write relevant financial news website. Now you can get specific. If there are particular stocks that you like to, or maybe asset that you really want to watch. So for me, maybe NVIDIA, or I want to check REIT, I want to check, V. You want to be specific about the ones you need the news on so that it's not a lot. You get specific as well. To say these are the assets or the companies I want you to watch their stocks. So this is where you do that. And if we're good, this is the email. This is where if you want to make changes to the email, see the process. Let your agent generate, let the agent do all of this for you. And if you want to choose yourself, you can also choose to, set the subject of the email.
Incredible.
Now, if we're done, let's test it. Let's even see how this works. So testing daily stock market news, scheduled by Zapier every day. It's telling you how execute daily stock market news, collection workflow. Let me start by searching. So it's trying to simulate what it would look like every day when you would receive that. So let me search.
Because if we had to really use the agent, it will have to wait till tomorrow for it to start.
Exactly. Exactly. So except we choose a time that is like close to the time that we're on this call so that we can see it. Yeah.
No, but that's totally fine. I think people get the gist of it.
Yes, exactly. So let's see if we're able to test it and then we're good to go. It's loading. Now, you might encounter all of these things. Anything could happen. The agent could be trying to check a particular site that has regulations about scraping, like, we don't allow, so it will tell you what is happening. It's to find a solution. And if it finds a solution, it moves on, just like this. It said that web browsing failed. If you read it, you will see. And it's saying that one of the financial platforms did not allow that to happen. And that's okay. A lot of platforms are also like, no, we don't want AI to get our information. It will move on to the next thing. And you can troubleshoot it here. All you have to do is to go to Copilot to say, I tried this, it didn't work. Can you check it? And it's going to troubleshoot it for you, find the solution, and then it works.
And it works.
Yeah. So now it has a comprehensive information about the today's stock market. It's compiling it into a structured email summary, and then it's going to send it to my email. So let's see.
Incredible.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Generating action preview. Beautiful. And this is what it's going to look like. Now, this is where you also make adjustments. If you want to deliver it in a proper way, maybe in a document, you also have the chance to do that. Delivered in bullet point, you also have the chance to do that. Let me approve this. Then let me go to my email to check. Action complete. Let me confirm if it's here, and then I open it on the web as well.
That is incredible.
Awesome. Right. Okay, so let's go check if our email landed when it should land. Which one did I use? Tomato Coney. Let's all refresh. Okay.
There we go.
Stock market news bot. Awesome. It's here. Okay, now. Can you see that?
There we go.
So it
There
said
we go.
US stock rose to high fresh record to S&P 500, blah, blah, blah. NASDAQ, NVIDIA makes history. I think that's about the Nokia. I don't know, because I know they did some stuff. So you see, it just gave me everything that I need. Key earnings report, aftermarket close today. And you can do this every day, every day. And you don't have to do anything anymore. After this, that's it. Every day I'm going to receive this email. Now, you can go back to change, to tweak, to say, okay, can we get specific about this? Can we dive into AI stocks? What do you think, Ian? What do you think?
This is incredible. This is super incredible because I could see a variety of applications. And literally come out of this. You can have those that are doing this regular daily stock market updates. You can have the ones that basically drill down into some specific stocks that you want to analyze, and you can connect. I would assume that Zapier will connect with the APIs and is able to basically query all that information, analyze it, identify what's supposed to be done, spit it out via email. Incredible. Incredible.
I love it.
Wow.
And I hope you guys love it too.
No, this is incredible. No, this is incredible. So guys, see, I could go on and on with Temi walking through some of this stuff, but she's definitely going to be back. And that's one. And really excited about where the agentic mission is going towards. We've used, Make for, I don't know, I don't know how long now at this point. And basically the ability for the user to be able to go in and prompt and start creating their own thing is mind-blowing.
Revolutionary.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah.
And so you can imagine a variety of the things that you want to do, the possibilities and the speed at which you can actually get it done. And so thank you so much, Temi, for coming and explaining to our audience how to create AI agents.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having you back. And this was a really, really informational session. Thanks for not holding back. A lot of people gatekeep, but you didn't hold back, and that's really exciting. Why? Because then the more we're able to help people, the more the message spreads. And the more we're able to help others build more efficient systems and things of that nature. So definitely looking forward to a lot more conversations with you and things of that nature.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me and for hosting this.
Absolutely.
This is powerful, giving back
Absolutely.
to the people. Thank you. And well done.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
would love to be back, definitely.
Uh,
And sorry
Um,
about the flyer thing. We could do it again. There's that, but honestly, if you guys can show
no,
it, that's fabulous.
the flyer was perfect. There was no
Awesome.
issue there.
Awesome. Awesome.
Uh, how can people connect with you?
Hmm.
Is it true? Innovate, like, can you share how people can connect with you? Our audience can connect with you.
Oh, okay. Several ways. First, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. The name on LinkedIn is my name as well, Temi Okeseeyin. And on Instagram as well is Temi Okeseeyin. It's the same name pretty much. And we can connect. We can take it up from there. And yeah, LinkedIn anytime, Instagram anytime. I think those are the two major platforms that you can find me. But yeah, that's how you can connect with me.
Absolutely. Give her a follow on
Mhm.
LinkedIn, on Instagram. She's good
Mhm.
people.
Thank
Thanks
you.
again, Temi, for being here with us
Mhm.
and for accommodating us.
Mhm.
And this was a really amazing session. I'm looking forward to upcoming sessions as well.
Yeah,
Take
absolutely.
care,
Me
Tammy.
too. Thank you. Thank you so much.